Hello dear students, this is Professor Amar Bakodi and this is the fourth session on problems on module 2, that is the hydrological losses. Okay, in the previous sessions we have studied with respect to the infiltration indices as well as we have seen one typical problem with respect to the average infiltration index. Okay, so now in this session we are going to study with respect to the problems on infiltrometers. Okay, so let us check out the problem. Okay, so this is the problem on uh, the infiltration capacity, right? So this is the problem on our Horton's curve or infiltrometers that we have studied. Okay, so let us read this question. An infiltration test using a ring infiltrometer with 30 centimeter diameter yielded the following data. Okay, what they have done is they have taken the ring infiltrometer, okay, and they have used it to test the infiltration capacity of a particular soil. Okay, and based on that test this particular data has been come out. Okay, so time from the start, that is 0 minutes, 2 minutes, 5, 10, 20, 30. So cumulative time interval they have given, and the entire duration was 210 minutes. And here the cumulative volume of water added is, so for the first 2 minutes 278, for the first 5 minutes, that is 0 to 5 minutes, 658, for the first 10 minutes it is 1173, and so on. So cumulative value of water added has been given over here. Okay, with this they are asking three things for us. Okay, first is to determine the infiltration capacity rates for the time intervals in the experiment. That is, for each of the time interval, that is for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20, 30, 60, 90, 150 and 210, for each of these time intervals they are asking you to determine what is the infiltration rate. Okay, I hope now you can realize that the difference between the infiltration indices and this Horton curve, or what we call it as the experiment infiltrometer, because in here you can get the infiltration rate for any specific time. Okay, so that is what is being asked in the first section, whereas in infiltration indices, that is phi and W index, we'll get the average infiltration throughout that particular rainfall. Okay, so that is the major difference. Okay, now the second point is, what is the ultimate infiltration capacity, FC? So here it will be like this gradual reduction, what will happen. So what this final gradual reduction and constant value that you are going to get, so that is nothing is being asked in the second bit of this problem, that is the ultimate infiltration capacity. Okay, the third part of this is what is the infiltration capacity for the first 10 minutes and for the first 30 minutes of the experiment. So here what they have said is, they have asked specifically what is the infiltration capacity for the first 10 minutes, that is including these, and for the first 30 minutes. Okay, only for those what is the infiltration capacity, this is what they have been asked in this question. Okay, so to explain how this question has been formulated. Okay, so already you can imagine this as a single ring infiltrometer and this as the ground level. Okay, so inside we have, let us say, this is the soil level inside that. Okay, so we have soil everywhere, even surrounding this, everywhere the soil is there, imagine that. Yeah, next what they have done is, they have added the water like this, and they are trying to maintain the same depth of water over this particular soil. So here if I say this is the depth I want to maintain. Okay, so for this what they have done is, for the first 2 minutes, okay, they have added how much amount of water, 278 ml, or sorry, centimeter cube of water is added over there for the first 2 minutes. Okay, similarly for the first next, as and when the water is starts to percolate here, as and when the water starts to percolate, the water level in the in this particular section will go down. Okay, so that's why again they'll add more water to maintain it at the same level. So for the first 5 minutes cumulatively they have added 658 ml of water. Similarly for the first 10 minutes they have added 1173 ml of water. So all this water they are adding is basically getting infiltrated, but they are making sure that the top level of the water surface is level at the specified marker what they have given. So this is how basically we have got these particular values. So this entire test has been conducted for a duration of 210 minutes, and the total volume of water that has been added over is 5315 centimeter cube. Okay, so the total water added is 5315 centimeter cube. Okay, so this is how the data has been collected for this particular problem. Now with this before we go for the calculations, okay, so one more thing you need to remember is the total amount, the diameter of this particular ring infiltrometer is 30 centimeter. Okay, so for this 30 centimeter diameter you need to determine the area, because that through that area itself the infiltration is going to take place, right? So area formula is what? A is equals to pi by 4 d square. Okay, pi by 4 into d square. Yeah, so here d is in terms of centimeter. Okay, so if you check out this directly, pi by 4 into 30 square you will be getting it as 706.85 centimeter square. 706.85 centimeter square is going to be the area of this particular infiltrometer. Okay, so this is how we usually calculate the area for that particular infiltrometer. Okay, so this is also going to play an important role. So this is a simple formula with which you can calculate the effective diameter of that the area of the infiltrometer. Okay, so before we go into the basically the solution, make sure that you have your area parameter sorted out and you have calculated the area of that particular infiltrometer. Now keeping this in mind, these two rows which have been there, I have just converted them into a column for the sake of calculation. Okay, so this is the time column and this is the cumulative water column. So you check out, so the time itself is also being given in the cumulative way, as well as the amount of water added is also given in the cumulative way. So that's why in the third column what I am doing is I am converting this cumulative volume into incremental volume of water. It is incremental volume of water in terms of centimeter cube. Okay, so for 0 it is dash, nothing is added. Now for 2 minutes, for the first 2 minutes, that is 0 to 2 minutes, so the amount of water added is 278. So 278 minus 0 will come over here. Okay, it is just as we have already done in the previous method. So it is 78 minus 0 will come over here. Okay, similarly 658 minus 278 will come over here. Similarly 1173 minus 658 will come here. 1924 minus 1173 will come here. So like this you are going to go on doing this till the 210th minute, which is going to be there. Okay, now one more again way of making sure that your calculations are correct is how you add up all these values that you got here. So the addition of all these values should be is equals to the last number in the cumulative value. Okay, so the addition of all this, if it is 5315, then you can say that your calculations are correct. Okay, you can cross check that particular part, because it is a cumulative value, it is an incremental value, but ultimately the amount of water added into the system or into the experiment is same. So that's why these two values should be same for you. Now the next column that we need to calculate is we want to convert this volume of water in terms of depth of water now. Okay, so in the third column we have converted the cumulative value into incremental volume of water. So this is nothing but the volume of water. Now in the next step we want to convert that into depth of water. Okay, so how that depth of water will be converted? It is as good as your again volume is equals to area into depth. Yeah, so here your if you want depth, it is volume divided by area. So area is what? Already you have calculated it as 706.85 centimeter squared, and volume is respective values are already there in the in the third column that you have over here. Okay, now with respect to that, how this 0.39 is coming, if I try to explain, it is as good as 278, so that is 0 to 2 minutes, the amount of water added is 278 centimeter cube. So divide this by the area, that is 706.85. yeah, so you will be getting the 0.39 value. Okay, so to get this depth, it is basically this simple cross multiplication just now what I have expressed. So the same thing is being utilized over here. So in simplest of term, if I need to say if you want to get the value of fourth column, if you want to get the values of fourth column, you need to divide the values in the third column divided by the area, because area is remaining same throughout. So for all the setups or all the durations, this area is constant. So 278 divided by 706.85 is 0.39. 380 divided by 706.85 is 5.573, sorry, 537. Similarly, 515 divided by 706.85 is 0.728. 751 divided by 706.85 is 1.06. So like that, basically you need to divide these entire third column values divided by the area to get the respective depth of water for the time durations. Okay, so this is how we have converted them into effective depth of water for the incremental of time. Okay, now the next thing is, since already we got the value in terms of depth, now we need to, since even the time interval has been given in terms of what I can say cumulative value, we want to convert that into incremental value. Okay, so incremental time. Now you can check out here, the time they have given it in terms of minutes, but here we want it in hour. So why we are actually trying to calculate this, how you express the infiltration rate, basically it is depth by time. Okay, so depth over here is what, centimeter, and the time is in terms of hour. Okay, so that's why the depth in terms of centimeter has been calculated in this particular fourth column. Okay, depth in terms of centimeter has been calculated in the fourth column. Now I want the incremental value of time duration in term of hour. So that is what we are trying to do it in the fifth column over here. Okay, so keeping this in mind, if I try to explain this, okay, so 0.033, how this is coming, I'll just try to show it over here. Okay, so to get this 0.33, how it has been done. So 0 minus 2 minus 0, so how much is this? It is 2 minute, okay, divided by 60. Okay, so that you will get it in terms of hour. So 2 divided by 60, if you do, it is 0.033. so this is in terms of hour that we are getting. Okay, so here it is whatever the time duration we have, it is basically what the numerator, if I can change it, so it will be like, it is 2 minus 0 divided by 60 will be the first value that we got it over here. Okay, similarly for the second one, so 2 and 5, so the difference here is what, 3 minutes. So you want to convert that 3 minutes into hour. So how my formula is going to vary here, it will be 5 minus 2 divided by 60. That will give me 0.05 hours. 0.05 hours. This is how it is going to give it to me. Okay, so that is the second term. Similarly for the third term, it is 10 minus 5. So the numerator is going to change. Okay, so for the next term it is 10 minus 5 divided by 60 is 0.083. Next 20 minus 10 divided by 60 is 1.167. Next 30 minus 20 divided by 60 is 0.167. Then 30 minus 60 minus 30 divided by 60 is 0.167. So you can check out here. So yeah, so next value, so here 30 to 60 is 30 minutes, 60 to 90 is again 30 minutes. So that's why these two values are come same, 0.167 and 0.167 only. Okay, similarly we need to go on doing this for all these values divided by 60. So ultimately you will be getting it over here as the time, incremental time in terms of hours. So this is how you calculate this. Okay, now as per this simple explanation what I have expressed, what is the unit of infiltration rate, that is depth divided by time. So in this case we are going to taking it as centimeter per hour. So with that in mind, it will be just as good as your fourth column divided by fifth column. So the first answer or infiltration rate that we are getting, it is nothing but the amount of water that has infiltrated divided by time. So 0.39 divided by 0.033 is going to give us 11.81. Okay. Similarly, for the next 3 minutes, that is 2 minutes to 5 minutes, it is 0.375, sorry, 537 divided by 0.05 will give me 10.74. So like this, if I go on doing this division, so I'll be getting up the infiltration rates at different time intervals. So 11.81 is for the first 2 minutes, 10.74 is for the next 3 minutes, 8.77 is for the next 5 minutes, okay, 6.34 is for the next 10 minutes. So like this, basically I'll be go on getting these values for the with respect to the various time intervals. So the first bit what they have asked over here, okay, determine the infiltration capacity rates for the time intervals on the experiment. So time interval on the experiments are these itself. Okay, so based on that, what values we are getting is nothing but what your infiltration rates for respective values. So these values, the fourth column that you are getting over here is nothing but the answer for the first bit of the problem. I hope you get this. So that is the end of the first section. Okay. Now similarly, what is the ultimate infiltration capacity? Okay. For this second bit, if you check out, initially my value is 11.81 infiltration rate. As and when the time is increasing over here, you can check out the infiltration is reducing. Okay, that is similar to this particular graph which is being shown over here. So initially for the first 2 minutes, the value is how much? It is 11.81 which was there. Okay, so next for 5 minutes it has reduced to 10.74 something, right? Similarly for the next 10 minutes which was there, it is 8.77. You can check it out. So for each of the section, this particular value is basically what? Reducing. So as the graph is reducing here, you can also check out the same can be visualized with this problem in this particular last column. Okay, so the infiltration rate is reducing with respect to time, and beyond a particular time, for example, now check out from 150 minutes to 210 minutes. Okay, so the amount of infiltration rate is constant only 1.018. So the same value you are getting. So this constant value is nothing but this value. So this FC just now what I have said, so that is nothing but this particular value. So even if you continue with the timing, so this value is going to remain same. Okay, so that's why, so this is going to be the answer for the second bit, that is the ultimate infiltration capacity for this problem is 1.018 centimeters per hour is the ultimate infiltration capacity. Okay, so that is the answer for the second bit of the problem. Okay, now for the last bit, what is the infiltration capacity for the first 10 minutes and for the first 30 minutes they have asked. Okay, so here what you need to make sure is you imagine that this experiment is conducted only for 10 minutes. At that point of time, what is the average infiltration that is happening, and if the experiment has been conducted only for the first 30 minutes, then what was the average infiltration rate that has been conducted happened over there. So how you are going to calculate that, just check it out. I'll drop this. Okay. Infiltration rate for the first 10 minutes, how you will calculate? F10, I am just nominating it as, so is equals to 0.39, that is the amount of water added for the first 2 minutes is 0.39. Next plus 0.537, that is the amount of water added from 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, from here I am telling this. From for 0.728 is from 5 to 10 minutes you have added 0.728. So if you add all the three together, if you add all these three things, if you add all these three things together, so you are going to get what? The total amount of water that has been added in the first 10 minutes. Okay, so total amount of water added over here is the addition of all these three things. Okay, now divide it by how much time it has taken. It has taken total is how much? 10 minutes, but you want it in terms of hour, so that's why you want to convert this minute into hour. So how you are going to do that? So 10 divided by your 60 will be what? Your value over here. So if you check out the denominator which is being given over here, it is 10 divided by 60. So why it is 10 divided by 60? Because the top numerator amount of water has been added in the first 10 minutes, but you want to convert that 10 minutes in terms of hour, so that's why it is 10 divided by 60 that you are going to take in the denominator. So F10, that is the infiltration rate for the first 10 minutes, is going to become 9.93 centimeters per hour. I hope it is clear for you. Okay, imagine the entire experiment has been conducted only for 10 minutes. So then this is how the average value you need to calculate. So right now what I am doing, the value of water added divided by the time. So how we have calculated the last column, right? So the similar calculation I am doing it, but for a required time as being given in the question. Okay, similarly now if I want to calculate it for the first 30 minutes, how I'll do? I'll basically add up the values for the first 10 minutes, how much, first 30 minutes, how much quantity of water I have added. So if you cross check that, it will be like 0.39 for the first 2 minutes. Then for the next 3 minutes, that is 3 to 5 minutes, I have added 0.537 amount of water, which is all these things can be visualized with this fourth column here. Okay, next from 10 to 20 minutes, I have added from 5 to 10 minutes I have added 0.728. Then from 10 to 20 minutes I have added 1.06, and from 20 to 30 minutes I have added 0.814 centimeters of water. So this total addition itself is going to become what? The entire numerator value. So divide it by 30. So minutes is there, 30 minutes. You want to convert that into hour, divided by 60. So ultimately if you do the calculation, so here I am going to get the value as 7.058 centimeters per hour as the total amount of precipitation or infiltration for the first 30 minutes that will be there. Okay, so this is how basically you can do the calculations on infiltration capacity with the help of infiltrometers. Okay, I hope this is clear for you. So you need to make sure that you read the question, what they are asked, you please check it out, then you convert these particular values in terms of the requirements, and based on that you can complete the calculations over here. Okay, now similarly, I have given you these two problems now, so you can take these two problems on infiltrometers as an assignments. Okay, so here also all the other questions, so part A, B, C, which was there in the previous problem, so the same things are going to exist, everything is same, so only these values of infiltrometer calculations are different. Okay, during the experimentation they have got different values of things. So if you check out directly here, they have given in terms of depth, so one step is reduced. Okay, so no need for that third calculation. So in the previous problem, if you compare with the 9th and 10th problem, right now what I am showing you, basically here you will get the second column was cumulative value in the previous problem, but here directly cumulative infiltration depth they have given. So there is no need for you to convert your volume in terms of depth, because already the depth itself has been given over here. Okay, so keeping this in mind, so please do the calculations, keep it with you, and whenever the assignment submission is there, you need to add up these two problems for those assignments to be there. Okay, so with this the second module, the problem sessions on all the various types that we have been covered up, and even you can imagine all the problems that I have solved is of different type. Okay, so apart from these kind of variations, I don't think you will get any other type of questions. So your duty right now will be to compare right now what I have solved in these sessions with respect to the problems from the question papers, and then you need to practice and solve these questions on your own. Okay, and if any difficulties are there, please be in touch with me so that I can help you out with the problems. Okay.